Hey everybody,
Friends, fans,
this is Katie
fish
from
people of all
MEPACON.
ages.
We are here for our stream with Carcosa Creations, so hopefully you're finding this either on their page or ours, and I'm going to toss it right over to them.
Alrighty.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kim.
I'm Kevin.
We are Carcosa Creations.
And what we do is we do LARPs. We do horror, cosmic horror, Lovecraftian style live action role playing. Our style is what some people would call salon or freeform LARP. That is to say, minimal rules. So we'll have character write-ups. We have very minimal rules. We don't want to break the immersion of creating that feeling of desperation and horror. On the other hand, we don't want to quite do that to players, so we do take some steps, of course, to make sure of the safety of our players while we drive our characters to absolute madness. This is what we do.
Yep. How long have you been writing LARPs now? Over 10 years?
Yeah, we've been doing this for well over 10 years. We actually started accidentally. Years and years and years ago, I was running tabletop LARPs. I've been doing that for almost 40 years. I'm dating myself. I apologize. I've been running tabletop games for near on 40 years now. Actually, 38 years. So close enough. And about a decade ago, I wrote a tabletop game called Victim's Ball, a Cthulhu-based game set in revolutionary France. And I ran it at Origins, and people loved it and said, you should turn that into a LARP. And at the time I said, no, I do not like LARPs. They are filled with pretentious people. Now, in all fairness, this was a long time ago when many White Wolf LARPs were in fact filled with pretentious people. This is not a nod or a criticism. It's just a thing people told me, and I believed it. But with the help of some of our friends,
Megan and Eli Levine of Elder Entertainment,
who we still work with at Gen Con and used to at Origins when we still did Origins, they agreed to help turn it into a LARP. So we did. And it went so well, I kind of got bit by the bug. And here we are, 40 scenarios later.
Yeah.
Still
40
doing this.
scenarios.
And counting.
And counting. And I started assisting Keven about 6 or 7 years ago. First as a NPC character, non-playing character, helping the game flow go along at the very first LARP that Keven ran at MEPACON. He actually came to MEPACON because of it being my home convention, and I begged him to come and join us there. And he ran Bedlam Carcosa, which is one of our Insane Asylum LARPs. We now have 2. Because, well, if you're dealing with sanity loss, a madhouse is a perfect place to be. I helped him out with that game, and then I was bit by the bug. And when Keven and I started dating, almost exactly 5 years ago, that's when we truly became partners and turned this into a 2-person team. And Keven wrote his first LARP that actually requires 2 people to run, Imitation Game.
Which have we done at MEPACON?
No, yes, we have done it at
Which
MEPACON.
we also ran at MEPACON.
We have run a lot of games over the years at MEPACON. Now we are bringing 2 LARPs a MEPACON. This is actually typical for most conventions we go to. We also run at Running Gag, Archon, which is up at SUNY Oswego. For those of you who aren't familiar in New York, SUNY is the State University New York system. So it's a state college. They're awesome. We also go up to Running Gag, which is at SUNY Geneseo.
Also awesome.
And some of you probably watched the stream earlier from RoberCon. RoberCon is right in our backyard, 15 minutes away. So we've run some tabletops there as well.
We don't have LARP yet at RoberCon.
We're working on it. We need the space.
we are hoping that that will be possible one day. We're working with the convention organizers, and they're friendly to the idea. It's just been a matter of logistics and money.
It always is a logistics thing, but we make it work. So, how we actually run our games. We use...
Oh, before you do that, you should tell them the origin of the name.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget?
Carcosa Creations.
So, the video feed's a little blurry. We didn't want to completely ruin your sanity, so you won't be able to see the exact details of our shirts. But if you look, we actually have our logo right in the frame of the feed. Thank you again to MEPACON for helping us for streaming this. You guys are amazing, and I am lucky to have you guys as great friends. But how the name came to be is actually in part because of that first game at MEPACON. Someone asked, hey, do you know those Cthulhu LARP people? And considering the person who asked me this knew me for about 10 years, I just looked at them dead in the face and said, we are the Cthulhu LARP people.
Do you know those people? Of course I do. They are us.
Yes. So I turned to Keven and I said, we need a name so that people remember us, so that they're not just going, hey, are those the Cthulhu LARP people? Who are they? I don't want us to be forgotten. I don't want his games to be forgotten.
Yours too.
Well, yes, I started writing later than you.
I know.
But that's how Carcosa Creations was born. Taking Carcosa from the first LARP that I NPC'd with Keven at MEPACON, Bedlam Carcosa. And also it follows the K sound of both of our names. So that's how Carcosa Creations and CC, our tentacle monster mascot, which you see, is born. CC currently is traveling through the depths of space and time because, well, germs squick him out, and with everything going on, he wanted to stay far away from everything. So
we wanted him to show up for this feed, but he was...
He takes self-quarantining very seriously.
At cosmic levels.
Yes, very cosmic levels. So one of the things that sets us apart with our LARPs is we make a real effort to bring in really beautifully made props, soundscapes, which we will try adding a couple of sound clips in the comments feed after the video is finished, because trying to run sound through this mic is a little bit iffy for the kind of sounds that we do. But props is one of the things that we can easily show you. So besides some of our co-stars that we sometimes bring, this is Scylla, one of the tentacle kitties that we sometimes have as a prop in our games, and that is Lovecraft floating in. They
have NPC'd for us before.
Yes, they were actually NPCs for us in our one game, The Boat, which is set on a World War I?
Yes.
World War I German submarine. And this is one of our props from the first game I ever wrote, Opening of the Mouth, which is set at the opening of the mouth ceremony of the Pharaoh Akhenaten. If you're noticing a theme with our LARPs where we're saying a lot of historical references, you are correct. Keven actually has a history degree. He has a PhD because he's super smart and awesome.
Yeah, I actually teach college history for a living. So many of our games are set in historical periods, because this is what I do. And this is also what I do. And
I got bit by the same bug, so I've kept my games also historical. We have games running from ancient Egypt all the way to the distant future. Those are our space-based games, such as Depths of Space, Think Blue Count 2, and what was the third one?
Oh boy, now I'm forgetting the title of the third one.
It's okay. Sanity, as you know, messed with our heads so much that all the continued sanity loss sometimes leads to memory problems. It's a thing that happens in this business.
Or I'm getting old.
No, you're not getting old. Stop it.
Sorry.
But
no, we have three, and one of the things that we like to do with many of our scenarios is we link them together Easter egg style, the way Marvel Comics does with their movies. So you can play one game, never having played the previous ones, and that's fine. It holds together just fine. But if you've played a previous game, you may notice an Easter egg referencing a previous game. For instance, one of Kim's scenarios, Lonely House, references a company. That company is mentioned in the background of The Boat.
And also in the background of the 80s one. In the Dungeon of the Slave Lords, which, yes, is a D&D reference.
Also, your parents' basement.
Yes. So, to show off a little bit more of our props for the ones that we can bring on stage, because we can't exactly bring a 6-foot-tall guillotine on stage.
We have one.
Yes, we have a full working 6-foot-tall guillotine. It doesn't have a metal blade, don't worry.
And allow me to take a moment to remind you that one of the true joys in life when you do this sort of thing is the looks you get moving a guillotine using a luggage cart through the lobby of a hotel. The looks were priceless, I promise you.
Actually, the ones that were slightly more priceless were when you're trying to get it to the third floor of a student union building in a college campus and carrying around a guillotine with you. That got some strange looks. But to give some of the props we can show, this is one of, it's a little bit hard to see because of how large it is. It's one of our caskets that I made for our pirate LARP, which we ran to great success at MEPACON. We may or may not have had a parade of pirates going through the vendor area at MEPACON that year. Yes, we totally did.
So if you were at MEPACON and saw a parade of pirates moving through the vendor hall, that was not some odd cosplay competition.
Oh, no,
we were responsible for that.
But we also have beauties like this bad boy. I'll bring him nice and close so you could see. Yes, that is an awesome looking Cthulhu statue. Did I make the base of it? No, but I made it look cool because it was originally a piggy bank. And one of the fun things we do is we will switch him out for the glowy version. I know it's hard to see the details because, you know, camera. But yes, we have nice, creepy, glowy version of Cthulhu that will, you know, switch out and allow people to say, oh, well, you've activated the idol. So,
good job.
Yeah. We usually have that right toward the end of our games when the insanity is really at its peak.
Yeah. Now, the reason we mention this is because one of the things that we take a great deal of pride in is creating an immersive environment. Very much a what you see is what you get approach to LARP that keeps everything within the play space and lets people interact physically with objects, puzzles, props. We encourage people to bring appropriate costumes. In other words, we want to create as much immersion as possible. That's why the rule set we use, which we call the bang system, is extraordinarily simple. We don't use numbers. We don't have people playing rock, paper, scissors or keeping track of any such, precisely because we don't want to break immersion whenever we don't truly, truly need to.
Now, if you're sounding like this is something interesting to you, tomorrow we are going to be talking at 4:45, I believe, either 4:45 or 5 o'clock, right around there, about how we are trying to change what we're doing for LARPs in the face of this pandemic. This has been difficult for people like us who work specifically in the field of working side by side with people. So instead, we're going digital, and we're going to explain tomorrow exactly how we're doing that. And we'll also give you a little bit of a sneak peek at what we're offering for the giveaway. Yes, we are offering something, and we're going to let the suspense build.
Nicely done.
Oh, of course.
Suspense. Okay, we are pretty much, I believe, out of time. We're supposed to end at 2:45. Is that correct?
Yep, we're out of time, but we're going to be turning you over to the great hands of Katie, who is one of the directors at MEPACON and a very dear friend of ours. We hope you all have a great day and try not to go too insane before the games.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care.
Stay safe out there.
Hi guys, my name's Katie and I am one of the directors of MEPACON. I'll tell you a little bit about who we are. So we just ran our 38th convention. Unfortunately, it had to be digital just this past weekend, but we did have a blast. It went way better than we could have ever expected. We are going to have some cool things coming up. We are going to do a game day because we were so excited about how well everything went that we wanted to continue it. So on Saturday, July 11th, we're going to have a one-day event on our Discord, and I'm going to show you a little bit of information about that. And we are working with the Portal Comics and Gaming in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania to have a game day on August 22nd. We had planned for it to be in person. I don't know what's going to happen right now, so stay tuned. Hopefully we'll be able to bring more information to you in the future. And we do have MEPACON 39 Fall 2020, November 6 to 8. We are currently scheduled up at the Mountain Laurel Hotel in Whitehaven, PA, but if that isn't going to work out, then we will definitely be going online for that. So let me just show you a little bit about tabletop events. So tabletop.events is the program that we have used, the service that we have used to run our conventions now for a while, and they have been wonderful. When you go, you get your you log in, you get your account, and then you find the convention. And once you have found it, you can go to event schedule under attend and find whatever events you would like. So these are the events that we had this past weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and find a LARP, since we know we love Carcosa Creations. So here's their Friday night LARP that they ran, which everyone had such a great time. And you can see that it tells you who the hosts are, the event number, the type, the maximum tickets, all of that good information. And it also gives you a Discord link. So when you click on that Discord link, it's going to take you right to our Discord, which you can join if you haven't. And hopefully it will take you even right to the correct channel. But if it doesn't, you can see that the space is LARP01 right on tabletop.events. And so you can just scroll down until you find LARP01, and you can go in the text channel and you can work through, talk to the other people, talk to the people who are in charge, talk to the other attendees, and you can get some information on that. So we had people who ran events through Tabletop Simulator. We had lots of RPGs with Roll20 and Fantasy Grounds. We had a lot of fun with all of those things. We would love to see some more of, especially tabletop games. The LARPs were great. Everybody had a great time. So hopefully you guys will come out and, well, I guess stay home and come online and join us for our next event in July. So, but let me just tell you a little bit about our in-person event. So the core of MEPACON is that we want to bring gaming to everyone who can't access it any other way, and people who access it all the time. So we are super beginner friendly. We are family friendly. I have my 8-year-old here with me, who does not want to speak on camera, but I'm gonna get her to play a game with me. We have a full kids track of games in our in-person convention, and hopefully we'll be able to do the same on our next online event. So we have LARPs, RPGs, board games, card games, kid games. We have other activities. We have a puzzle table where we raffle off a free puzzle. We do a costume contest, miniature painting contest, coloring contest. We have an auction, a silent raffle, or a tricky tray raffle. We have vendors. We have all sorts of things. There's something for everybody when you come to MEPACON. So one of the things that I love is being able to try out new games. We have a large selection, usually of play-to-win games that are so much fun. And through the years, we have gone to other conventions and we have found other games that we have enjoyed. And one of them was when we went down to PAX Unplugged with our daughter Violet, and we found this game, which is called 10Z. And it is such a fun game. So we're going to play it for you right now. It's up to 4 players, and there are so many variations, which is so great for her to be able to come up with other ways that you can use dice to play games, and she loves to do that. And so what happens is you get 10 dice, and you can see that I picked the blue ones, and she picked the purple ones because, you know, her name is Violet, so she did. And so the goal of the game is to get 10 dice that all have the same number on them. So you roll until you get all of the same number on your dice. So one person says go, and then it's a competition's on. You ready?
Well, first
Well, it depends on how you play. So you can play where you just, whatever number, it doesn't matter as long as they're all the same. Or we can play where we all have to get the same number. Which way do you want to play? Okay, so she wants to play that we're all going to get the same number. What number do you want to get?
4.
4. Okay, so we're going to try to get all 4s. All right, here we go. So hopefully you can see our dice. Ready? You want to say go?
Go.
Okay. I didn't get a single 4. Fives. So this is one of the great games. I actually teach math, and we do a lot of things with dice and numbers. And having the creativity to be able to come up with variations on a game is a great skill. She loves it. We have a great time with this. And it's also fun for younger kids. I went from having no 4s to having lots of 4s. Oh, I got all 6s on that roll. No 4s. No 4s. So you can see this is a nice quick game. That's why I picked it for the demo, but there are lots of other good kids games that we have found over the years. I have a couple of other ones here. We have Slapsy, which is a variation from the same company that involves cards and word association. That's a really cool one, great for kids, has so many variations. In fact, they gave us a book of different ways that you can play that. Oh, she got it, Tenzi. Congratulations, Violet. Good job. Good game. All right. So the last thing I want to do before we wrap up here is I want to talk about our live streaming. So we have started live streaming as of last weekend. We decided to try this crazy thing out and see if we could do it. And certainly there has been a learning curve. My husband Eric is on the other side of the table from me running everything. He is a genius and I love him, and he's doing an amazing job of putting all of this together for us. So we are actually going to be live streaming tonight at 7 o'clock. We're going to be streaming on our own pages. We have a Pathfinder 2nd edition scenario that Eric and I actually wrote. And it's really cool because the characters woke up not knowing who they were. And that's actually posted on our Twitch and our Facebook and our Twitter, same place you found this live video. So you can watch the first half, and tonight we're going to finish it. Hopefully we have made some adjustments to our stream, so we'll hopefully have some better graphics, and hopefully our internet won't go down in the middle of it like it did on Friday night. That kind of stunk, but that's okay. So in addition to that, we also took some time to talk to Dan Hundich and Brendan LaSalle, who are some great game designers. We talked to Caster Cards with James and talked about his game designing. We also talked to Jack Birkenstock from Bodana Group, which brings gaming to kids as a form of therapy. And they do a whole bunch of great things. They're actually our primary charity that we're supporting. And then we also took some time to talk to Brian from The Portal. So all of those videos are posted. We did a con wrap up with a whole bunch of longtime attendees, our founder Ed, a bunch of the directors. We had a great time hanging out. And I encourage you to go back and look at those videos. And so we decided that we would actually put together a trivia game. We had so much fun playing trivia on our con wrap up feed that we decided to do something that everybody could participate in, and you can raffle to win a free badge to our next in-person event. So if that's in the fall, great. If it's not in the fall, well, then it will be whatever the next one is. So I'm going to drop a link in all the places that I can find that we have our feed, and definitely on Stay at Home Con's event page in the comments under our announcement of this video, so that you can take a look at what we have, what questions there are. And all of those questions can be found in our live streams that we did this past weekend. So if you didn't get a chance to watch those, I definitely encourage that you watch them. We're going to actually close out on Sunday, so you've got plenty of time to watch the past videos and tonight's video, and answer the 10 questions, multiple choice, pretty straightforward. And anyone who answers at least 7 of the 10 correctly is eligible to win that free badge. And for the record, we'll let you put whatever name, give it to whoever you want. So if you're a GM for us and you say, well, I don't need a badge because I get a free one, you can give it to a friend. That's totally fine. And so we're going to close that at noon on Sunday, and then we'll be back live streaming with you right here from Stay at Home Con's page at 12:30. And we're actually going to choose the winner live. Depending on how many people, we're going to figure out a way to do it with dice, because who doesn't love live dice rolling? And if you have any questions, please feel free to throw them at us through our social media or through our email at admin@mepacon.com, and we'll be happy to answer them live on our live stream on Sunday. at 12 from 12:30 to 12:45. We're always open to suggestions and feedback. We're definitely interested in doing more with the online environment. Since we have it, it's available, we might as well use it. It's been so great to connect to people like Brendan LaSalle, who lives in Georgia now. It's a lot harder for him to get to our in-person event, but we have so much fun with him, and we had so much fun. We have had some requests for a how to GM panel or workshop, so we're definitely going to look at trying to offer something like that. But we're super happy to have any feedback or suggestions. That's the other one. We had, I happened to see a post on another Facebook group that was, what panel would you run if you could run a panel? And a friend of mine said that he would run a panel on the things that have gone wrong at conventions and what we've learned from them. And so I sent him a message and said, I'm in charge of MEPACON's live stream this weekend. Do you want to do the panel? And he was like, sure, let's do it. And so we did. We had a great time. So that was another one of our streams over the weekend. And I really give a lot of credit to Stay at Home Con. They've done a great job of getting everybody scheduled and having these nice events back to back like this. We definitely were throwing our streams together at the last minute. Our whole event went from in-person to online in 4 weeks. So we really, we worked hard, but it was very quick turnaround to figure out how to make everything work. And now that we have things a little bit more settled and we're going to have a little more time before our next event, hopefully we can make it even better. So, you know, hit us up, let us know what your ideas are, what your suggestions are. We're more than happy to listen and take those and hopefully be able to incorporate them into our future events. And hopefully we'll be able to see you all and game across the table from you soon, because we would totally love to do that. And one last thing that I will say is make sure you guys go support your local game stores. I know Portal is doing curbside sales or shipping and things like that. Just go to their Facebook portal. It's Portal Comics and Gaming. You can Google them. But whoever your local game store is, reach out, see if they're available, buy some games, see what you can do to support them, because we know they support us throughout the year, and we love to be able to throw some support back to them. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out. It's been fun talking to you all. Hopefully we'll be able to see some of you in the chat on the live streams tonight and throughout the next few weeks, and see you online for our game day on July 11th. Eric will be putting together tabletop.events when I don't have him super busy streaming for me, and we'll be able to get some game signups. I'm hoping that Carcosa Creations will have a LARP for us maybe on that night. We'll have to see if they can get something together in the next few weeks. So, all right, that's it from me. Thank you, everybody.